Hello, my name is Snježana.
Hello, my name is Miroslav.
We are youth workers at Association for Developing Voluntary Work, and we are going to talk about our experience during the Corona time.
So, before the Corona time, I was volunteer in Association for Developing Voluntary Work Novo Mesto, and I was thinking about how to continue our activities in the Corona time. So I told my idea. I talked with Snezka, and she told me that is good idea and we can create something. But first we need to talk to our president of, in our organization. So we are waiting for a green light from our president, and in a few days we get the answer, and the president accepted our idea. And right now we are doing some of that activities, but right now we are doing that activities face to face, and that is good because we just continue. We don't stop out didn't stop out our activities during that Corona time, but a lot of organizations stopped, but we are not, and we try to get in touch with that youth. So they have some activities with computers, with dance classes, with the homeworks. A lot of activities we're doing about homeworks because a lot of them going in school and they need help with that. But a lot of them don't have PC, and a lot of them with that have PCs, they don't have knowledge how that works online, and we want to help them, and we success with that process because we get the good feedbacks from their teachers. So in the Corona time we opened a lot of social network groups like Facebook group, Instagram group, Skype meetings. We organized Skype meetings that our youth can join us. They don't have to have their accounts. They can join us as a guest, but they need to talk with us or to turn on camera that we can recognize them and to speak about something that they want to talk.
When it comes to volunteers, we can say that they are mostly students. There are volunteers that come in our organization all of the time. They spend time with children. The children know them and they really trust them. So the volunteers that have been here on the project are mostly volunteers that participate in our daily activities.
This experience for our volunteers is good because they learn new methods how to work with youth. They learn a lot of IT components or methods how to work with that online, and we give some advices to them. I'm working in that sector a few years, more than 5, and I give them advices how to work online without any problems, or with when you have some problems, how to fix that in a really short time. And I saw that our volunteers success in that process, and they are really they can do it by themselves. So I'm really proud of them.
When it comes to difficulties that our volunteers had, they were mostly internet connection. Sometimes it was very weak, sometimes they had to find another way to communicate, sometimes they had to call also our users, so they had to be prepared for all of the situation. Maybe some difficulties also that they had were also language barriers, because our children come from Kosovo and from Bosnia and Serbia, and they're not very good when it comes to Slovenian language, when it comes to speaking. So they also had this small language barrier that they managed to overcome. And I think the problem, maybe the little difficulty, was also a time pressure. Sometimes they had to finish the task like tomorrow, and our volunteers didn't have always the time, and they were not, let's say, maybe they had their own obligations that they had to complete. But in all these situations they managed, they found a way, and the project was still working and our kids still had good grades.
We also have trainings for our volunteers, and we help them with their situations. In the Corona time, we give some advices to them. Some of them lost their jobs, and we want to help them in that way. So we have some activities for preparing how to prepare their CVs, how to prepare some recommendations, and how to find the job in Slovenia in this time, or how to find job in maybe some further time for them, and they accept with that, and we fix that I remember for one case that our volunteer lost his job, and we prepare some documentation for him, because he worked 6 months and more, and he can get social support from local community.
I just want to add that we were constantly communicating with our volunteers and with our employers, because we needed feedback all the time, because we really didn't know how the situation will develop. So there was constant communication. I think that we used media accounts a lot then.
Every
Every
day.
day.
Yeah, for activities we prepare them activities and we put it online so they can see.
Yes.
And they can join us.
Yeah.
And
Not just the activities were not just prepared for our users, but also for our volunteers. We were just doing the challenges, and we were trying all these new modern
yes.
ways of communicating.
They need to film it and to send to us. This was something different experience for all of us, because this is a crisis situation, and we need to adopt it. So our volunteers and we need to overcome that situation, and we found the options how to manage that, and we fixed everything, and everything is going normally, but we doing our activities just online without physical contact. But after the crisis, we just continue our activities, and we back to normal life and to normal job, and we are just continue to work as before the Corona time. So this experience for me in crisis period was that I learned how, that I can be more organized that I am before the situations, and I can work in crisis period. So that is something new for me. But in other way, that is problem, because when you are online, the people thinking that you are every time online, and you are free, you have free time or something, and they write into you. But that is no problem if you work for people and doing some good things, because everything is going back, and it is for me especially mean a lot, and I like to help people. So this is good period for me, and I learned how to help in crisis periods.
When it comes to my experience in this situation, I must say that it was very difficult for all of us. We didn't know the outcome, we didn't know how the situation will develop, and we also felt a lot of fear. And in this period, what I have learned is just that sometimes we have to work without even having a feedback, without even knowing what the result at the end will be. Somehow in this situation that was really crazy and a lot of emotions were involved, I learned also that we need to stay calm, that we need to support each other, and that we need to stand together. And this was our recipe. This is how we somehow managed to overcome these several months.
Yeah. when everything finished, we continue our normal work and activities. So we have some knowledge about how we are flexible and how it's working. So right now we are really happy because our volunteers and our participants, they are also very happy because we saw that in these few days, because we miss them, because we like to be in touch and we talk a lot, and also we saw that they missed us.
Yes, yes.
So
I also think that we're very grateful and thankful for all of the volunteer work and for all of our volunteers, because somehow they just showed us that really we cannot do a lot without them. And I think that we even started to be more connected after this period, that we
Yes,
just
right.
like support each other and that we like appreciate that we can really volunteer and help.
we opened right now and we are continue our activities such as cooking workshops, playing some sports, playing PlayStation, hang out, talking. We are talking most of the time, and we like that we are back in our normal life.
We think that this project was successful.
Yes.
And we are also very happy that we managed somehow to overcome the crisis, if we can say. But we are even like more happier now to be back in our youth center.
Yes. Yes.